A Já Production apresenta Agrifodas, Renascentes Íbono do Xirangano. Escutem só.
Good evening. Welcome to International Dance Week Online, presented by Free Flow Dance Theatre. My name is Jackie Latondras, and I am the Artistic Director and the Curator for this week's program. I'm so very pleased with the lineup of talented Canadian artists that we will be bringing to you this week on livestream. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, our participating artists have adapted and innovated in order to continue to bring you exciting, new, relevant work. As we think about the international and culturally diverse nature of dance, I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are on traditional lands referred to as Treaty 6 territory, and that the city of Saskatoon and all the people here are beneficiaries of this peace and friendship treaty. Treaty 6 encompasses the traditional territories of numerous First Nations, including Cree, Dene, Dakota, Nakota, Saulteaux, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We are dedicated to ensuring the spirit of reconciliation, and Treaty 6 is honored and respected. This acknowledgement also reaffirms our relationship to each other. In the spirit of International Dance Week, I invite you to take a minute to reflect on the history of the land that you are currently on and to express your own personal appreciation and acknowledgements. And now, please enjoy this evening's live stream performance.
I grew up across Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, Nakam, Weyburn, Kipling. In Kipling, I had a friend. I would place my hands on his shoulders and press up into the sky. We would talk about what we wanted to be someday. About running away to Saskatoon to go to university, and then eventually an island where we could live together. When we left, I dreamt of returning, of walking through empty streets back to his door, of seeing his face. It filled my gut with fireflies. My family used to go to Tisdale to see my mother's side of the family. Us kids would run and jump onto the trampoline up into the sky. We'd race into the basement to tell stories in the darkness, laughter. Years later, I met my friend online. He was bi, I was gay. I didn't even understand that could be an option. I fumbled around confused. I don't see that side of my family very often anymore, separated by time and distance. But I still remember placing my hands on his shoulders, pressing up into the sky, his smile, and the sensation of fireflies.
It was hard. It was very hard being a young gay man in a very macho society. where women and LGBT people were treated like second class, mistreated. I started to realize that I had fantasy of handsome men, friends, as well as more mature men. At the time my father passed away, I started finding older men sexy, like Freud would explain, the father figure. I explored girls before, like kissing them. I had few girlfriends that sexually I explored with them. But it wasn't fulfilling. But I remember my first encounter, man to man, and exploring sexually. I remember my hair on my entire body stood up. I was having goosebumps. My heart started going faster. My breathing. I started sweating from my palms, my fingers. I started trembling and I couldn't talk or vocalize. What I was feeling was like a volcano getting erupted. That was the point when I realized that even I like girls, I love men, and how they excite me, my body, my heart, my breathing, my entire self, in my sexuality. I started dreaming of sexual encounters. We would be kissing, make love, myself being vulnerable, and let this younger man to explore myself and my body. At the same time, I felt shame after sex, dirty, even a sinner. As I mentioned before, once I was Catholic, and being gay was not part of accepted by the religion and by the church. I felt many times that I was not very welcome, neither in the church, and I felt very ashamed in my family. I realized that many times I was considering of committing suicide, and I'm glad I didn't. When I found my true spirituality, the Afro-Brazilian religion, I realized that I was a good person. And then the healing started. My priest, who is no longer with us, mentioned to me that all the riches, they love us for who we are. So then I started self-love of myself, and then of course loving others. Now I completely accept myself for all my flaws and my virtues, and then I can love others around me.
I still remember placing my hands on his shoulders, pressing up into the sky, his smile, and the sensation of fireflies.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dominga Robinson. I'm a Jamaican and Nakota woman from the Pheasant Rump First Nation in southeast Saskatchewan in Treaty 4 territory. Tonight I'm here in Treaty 6, so thank you to the Treaty 6 people for allowing me to come onto their land and do this tonight. I'd like to start off by saying, wow, what an amazing performance. You guys did such a great job. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Newton, for such a beautiful collaboration that you guys have done here. It was really a moving piece. And so, Mitchell, given that, Newton is fairly well known and he's predominant in the world of this kind of contemporary dance, what was it like for you to work with someone who has such a huge presence in the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great question. I think one of the many things I love about working with Newton is that despite being an incredibly accomplished artist and having this massive body of work and all this recognition, he's just such a kind and humble and giving and personable person to just be around and to work with, and he just exudes all of this positivity and love, and it was just an absolute pleasure just being able to work with him. Newton's a great person, and it's been a real privilege. Yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful when someone is as wonderful as they say they are, right? So that's great.
Absolutely.
Newton, on your end, now that we're in this COVID world and we're doing all these online things and all these technical stuff, how did that affect your creative process with working with Mitchell here, doing it online like this?
First, I would like to say thank you for the words that you and Mitchell said. I think Mitchell is a great artist that I really enjoyed meeting several times that I went to Saskatoon. And I would like to say thank you to Jackie for the opportunity to present this with Mitchell. And if we didn't have COVID, this wouldn't be presented this way. And in a way, it's a great platform for many people from all over to be able to watch and see what we are doing. And it was an incredible pleasure for me to work with Mitchell. And now I'm in tears. And it was beautiful. It was looked like that we know each other for many, many years. And I was afraid in the beginning because this is the first time ever that I'm choreographing with another artist, collaborating with another artist, and we are not in the same room for the entire piece.
So you feel like the online maybe helped a little, or how did you feel about it, Mitchell?
No, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah. It's a new tool that I'm learning how to use, and it actually, instead of separating us, actually it make us to be together. Even if we're not 6 feet apart, so we are, you're in the middle of Canada, and I'm here in Toronto, so it's very far, but I feel connected, and it was a process at the beginning of the whole pandemic, but then I very quickly I learned how to use the Zoom, and collaborating with Mitchell was just fantastic. I think we were considering of creating something that was related with both of us being queer, and him being from a different generation than I, and how it was, we had conversations about how hard or how easy it was for him and for myself as well. And that was the beginning of the whole process, creating the piece.
Yeah, I think it was, I feel like it's the same kind of challenges that you face in person, being vulnerable with another human being and connecting with them. And I think it's really about, for me, this process was really about realizing that, yeah, you can create this really intimate at least that's how it felt to me, this very personal piece with someone who is like way, way far away from you. I think the figuring that out throughout this was really empowering, that we can do this even in these interesting formats.
Yeah, for real. You know what? Thank you guys for this beautiful piece of work. I'm leaving here thinking about this and feeling really emotional, actually. I feel very emotional about this piece. I don't know why it brought that out in me, but it did. And so I'd like to thank you both very much for that. And also, we'll take a moment here to thank the funders and the sponsors. So thank you to Sask Culture, Sask Arts, Sightline Design, and Free Flow Dance Center. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you, Micho. It was beautiful.